Long ago, on the young river. Long ago, long ago, on the young river. Long ago. Long ago, on the young river. Long ago, long ago, on the young river. Long ago.
Yo, 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 we will be live shortly. Stay tuned.
Long ago, on the young river. Long ago, long ago, on the young river. Long ago.
Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? It's your boy, Blaise McCoy. We are live here now to get blazed. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Monstar, Tito, Sabri, Sterling, Andy Price, Wally, Danny Logan. Well, hello there, Tiny Tiger. Oh, boy, it's rusty tonight. It's rusty. Ladies and gentlemen, we are rocking it here. It is time to get busy. We're going to get right to two specific interviews today, although we do have some people in the green room waiting to talk a little bit about LTD, a little bit about everything that's been going down, people. Well, we got a lot to talk about, actually, so let's get right down to business. I want to thank you all for joining the show. We got a live show coming up here at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will talk about everything that is going to go down here tonight. Plus, we're going to talk about what's coming up in the future with some of the stuff that's already happened. We'll talk about some of the happenings that are going down tonight. We are in casino, baby. Casinos, baby. That means wrestling roulette. Bring your lucky roulette numbers. We'll be playing ladder chat hangman, where you guys and gals in the chat will be able to guess what the combination is to the briefcases also. It's going to be fun tonight. We'll be spinning the wheel here tonight to let people understand what type of match they're going to be in. So we'll be spinning 4 different wheels here on this pre-show. 3 will be the wheel of stipulations, where we'll be talking about that here shortly. And the other will be who will face the world champion Melvin McDonald tonight. It's a non-title fight, but they will get a shot at the world champion. 31 names on the wheel. We'll also spin the wheel of stipulations to see what type of fight it'll be. So we're going to kick off the show here. I got 2 people lined up for interviews tonight. We got some questions we're going to ask them. We'll do a more formal format of this down the line with exclusive interviews. But I threw the fishing line out there to try to reel some people in to get an exclusive interview here to some extent. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys and gals for stopping by. Chris Freeland in the chat. And Corey Quinn is in the house. There's our lethal champion. He'll be in the main event tonight, defending that lethal championship against Leo X. Oh, and plus the unification, McAllister and Lucas Cisterio will combine the HTTP and the YouTube titles for the first time ever. The LTD Internet Championship is born. So I guess we'll bring on my first guest. Let's see. He's never had any direct association here in LTD, temporary time and time again. I know him well. I've teamed with him and fought against him. So let's go ahead and bring on, as Wally gets the LTD chants going in the chat. I want to thank everyone for stopping by. Hit the thumbs up, hit the share button. Let people know we'll be live in less than an hour here. We are on a military base in Baghdad, Iraq, knocking off Asia here with the SS Aftermath on the world tour. We're on the second half of the tour, heading towards Japan in a 3-night super card. It'll be next week, but this week there's a lot of business yet to take care of. A lot of champions have been shifting. We have different tag champs, G6 champs. We just talked about the lethal title and the world title. We have a new Crazy 8 champ and a Blitzkrieg champ, too. And we're bringing back the double Duchess titles. But the one thing that stood true, the Battle Queen remains the same. Goddess of Pain. Wanson's in the chat. Good to see you. Teddy's got a big match coming up. And Leo tonight in the main event. So let's talk to the one and only Sterling Rich. Are you there, Sterling? How's it going, sir?
Well, yeah, Blaise, of course I'm here. Where else would I be? You see me in the green room. I've been there for over an hour. You just keep me hanging around.
I know, and I figured you'd be bitching about something, but I put out the old line to see if anybody wanted to have exclusive interviews to get some questions fired at them, and 2 unlikely names did pop up first. We'll talk the other one later, but Sterling, I guess I'll ask one of my 6 questions right now. Is we'll put a 6-pack of questions out to these people. Sterling Rich, what's your business here in LTD? What are you doing here? What's this all about?
What is my business everywhere? My business is my business. I help people get opportunities. And everybody loves to turn that and twist that into I'm buying this and I'm doing that. No, I help friends get opportunities. You know that very well, Blaise. I've helped you many a times, both in the businesses and behind the scenes. I mean, LTD, let's face it, has had to have some help from here and there. And when you didn't want to say who was helping, it was generally Sterling Rich bailing your little butt out.
One of many that I rely on to help me make decisions, scout other people. You are the ultimate scout. I'll give it to you, Sterling Rich. You know, the man has the money, he has the connections, and he uses it to his best ability. But I was looking for a specific answer, but I guess I wasn't getting one of those. But well, since we're on the topic, and I have you here for this one of our first little tiny taste, little test, if you will. This is only a test. So let me ask you why I got you here, and you brought it up yourself. How did you make all this money that you have?
Well, the old-fashioned way. I bought companies, I sold them for parts. I mean, it's the easy way to turn a company around is just chop it up and sell the parts that are valuable for more money than you paid for the whole.
Well, I knew the answer to that question, but I wanted to educate the fans out there too, something of how I met Sterling Rich. And if you go deep back into LTD and how this became, that's exactly the same way I survived my football career failing. And before getting into wrestling, got into owning and managing and brought leaning towards death wrestling, which was at first learning, training, and developing the NXT, if you will, of an old federation called Lethal Championship Wrestling in the old EFED days. But scouting is always important. I've always had my people with me. I know you made money the same way with businesses and flipping it, and you've done very good for yourself. And I guess if let's get more specific in these questions about the roster and the people that we have here. You're Mr. Scout. You're an ultimate scout. You know, we've talked about bringing people in. We've talked about since day one, you've helped me, like you said. I'll admit truth where it is. But right now, the roster, and we just talked about some of the new champions. The roster here in LTD, I'm pretty sure you should be pretty familiar with both sides on one on each of the cruise liners. The legacy cruise being more so mostly those that have been around since the beginning of the digital era, let's put it that way, and some new sprinkled in, with the aftermath being a lot of those who have recently joined from the LIT, from the HTTP, and different ways of entering into the company. In your humble, not so humble, I should say, ultimate scout opinion, who are the top new faces here in LTD?
Top new faces. Well, I don't know what you call a new face anymore. It seems like everybody's coming from somewhere. So as long as you got your ear to the ground, you know them all. Obviously, the House of X has brought in a couple good, entertaining guys.
True.
I'm enjoying them a lot. I made no secret about it. Andy Price, who I've only recently started scouting, but I know he's got a history. I think he's got a lot of potential.
Andy Price is always making waves and always making news, it seems, lately, too. So he's a very intriguing character as well, both in and out of the ring. Good point.
I've enjoyed Corey Quinn.
Yeah, the man holds the Lethal Championship quickly. He was the Crazy 8 champion as well. And I mean, Corey, as well as our world champion, Melvin McDonald, they all come from the same mold, as well as Duke Zinda, Matt Rush, this new wave of talent that have come through now holding gold. I'm like, what's Sterling's stake in the roster right now? You named a couple names. Who would you say could be the face or the future of LTD?
Well, I definitely think Corey Quinn and Andy Price would be at the top of that list.
Okay.
But let's not turn the page on some of the older, more established veterans either, because at any given moment, you know, Chance can turn things around and he'll be right back at the top of the list.
True.
I love Mark Caliber, always have. He's an amazing talent. He can turn things around, be right back at the top of the list. The U-takers, you can't sleep on them. I mean, you know, it's a loaded roster.
And that was the intention from day one, is to collect talent from everywhere. And you even mentioned Leo and Teddy, who and as well as Travis T. I'll even bring him in too from Truxel Sports Talk. We're bringing in YouTubers, we're bringing in athletes, we're bringing in stars from different places to try their hat in what's left of existence. And we're just the gladiators of the combat kingdom, hand-to-hand combat fighting. Me and you, we've been trying to manage, find new talent, bring them in. We found a lot of them, but let me ask you this, is my next question here. question number 4, technically, of our 6-pack. What's your favorite career accomplishment that Sterling Rich has accomplished as a professional in general?
Well, I mean, I started, of course, in Maverick Championship Wrestling, and I was the Universal Champion over there one time. So that's definitely always going to stand out as a highlight. But, you know, I've tag teamed with so many different people, including you, McCoy.
True.
And I've made great tag team runs in all sorts of companies. And so, you know, each company, I think, has a different highlight for me, and each tag team has a different highlight for me. So to say there's only one would be very tough.
Well, that's a good point. Well, coming from a scout who always has to work with someone, it makes sense that you would kind of hold dear and near to your height, teaming with people and showing that how teams can work and how people can coexist. So it makes a lot of sense to me why you so heavily pride yourself in those tag team accomplishments as well. And a very good point. And you found a lot of great talent in the years. And I'm always wondering what next name you're going to throw out, or what's going to crawl from behind Mr. Sterling Rich and evolve or emerge here in the wrestling world. Which brings me to my next 5th question.
Okay.
I know you've been watching closely to what's going on around here and recently, and I'm asking you this because I'm asking this to everyone, even more so asking you this because you definitely have the means to be behind or know, because you're always very knowledgeable what's going on right now. And from Tony Lee Williams fighting Jester Cyanide, his former world tag team champion, taking a stack of money for it. Andy Price going after Miles Stanley Ward out of the blue, taking a stack of money for it. It's Austin Black taking a stack of money to attack people as well. His former tag team partner, the former world champion Brian LG, even. All those people will get their redemptions in Japan. But my question to you, do you have anything to do with, do you know anything about this Hitman for Hire thing that's going on right now?
Well, Blaise, to be honest with you, it doesn't benefit me right now to answer that question either way. Because if I am behind it, why the hell would I come on here and tell you when maybe my motive has not been reached yet? And on the flip side, if I'm not the one behind it, it's even better for me, because in that chaos, I can find opportunities for other people to benefit that I do want to help out. So either way, there's no reason for me to answer that question if I'm behind it. Have I hired hitmen in the past? Of course I've hired hitmen in the past.
Sure,
I'm a freaking Sterling Rich. You know, if I need somebody taken out, I go get somebody to take somebody out.
Exactly.
But the way this is playing out, the story's not told yet. So whether it's my story or someone else's story, I can benefit from not knowing who's behind it.
Okay, well, a lot of indifference, a lot of speculation, a lot of what ifs, I guess. Not really an answer, but it's an answer. I understand, the vagueness of your reply, and I'll just have to accept it. And it's true. All we know right now is it's willy-nilly. It's all over the place. These 3 people who have taken money have no connections. They deny any connections. They've never been seen with the other 2. And it's not like it's any type of group or there's nothing that draws these people together. The only connection we have is the 3 men who were in the announce booth the night the stable war ended, right as the SDS defeated the Alpha Empire and kept them from their 3rd championship in a row. These 3 men came in, let me know that the Alpha Empire was crumbling and I should check the monitors in the back. Sure enough, I was hearing about it in my ear at the same time, but these 3 men have proven to be the men involved in this. I can't say they're in charge of it, because even people in the chats when I bring it up are saying, how do you know it's them? How do you know it's not someone else? It could be a woman, it could be a man, it could be several people. So I have to ask everybody, I got to question everybody. And shit like this has gone down before. Shifty lost his star. We had to find out what happened with it. That's just one of many off the wall stories that have gone down where we've had to find a resolution. And I have always found a way to get that resolution. I will again. And unfortunately from Sterling Rich, we don't get any solid answers about the Hitman for Hire, where it's going. No denial that it's him either. So, the question remains.
Well, Blaise, to leave it open and out there, that's the whole point. In that chaos, there's opportunity for more people than just the one conducting it. So, like I said, either way, I would want to keep it up in the air for my benefit.
Sterling always has been able to be a slithering little snake as well, and you can see why, and I can sense where you're coming from. My final
And you all
question.
love me for it, so.
Yeah, I know. My final question here in a 6-pack of questions for good old Sterling Rich. We have teamed together. We have been on the opposite sides. We both scouted. We both tried to run businesses the same way. We met years ago and kind of succeeded at the same time as throughout the last umpteen years. But my final question for you: can I have that $100 that you owe me already?
Yeah, you're breaking up, Blaise. I can't hear what you're trying to say. I guess that means it's time for me to go. Have a good day now.
Oh, jeez. All right. Sterling Rich, everybody. Sterling Rich, everybody. Well, we have another interview coming up here after we do the review. Got a couple other people in the green room hanging out. If you guys want to join, the link has been dropped in all the private chats. Demon Joker's in the building. Here's our assless chaps holder. We're going to get to the assless chaps here. Chris Freeland hanging out. Always good to see new names, new faces, my friend. Welcome to the show. You're tuned into Blaised Radio. First of many little mini interviews here. Cassie Madam Red has shown up. See her in the chat. Corey Quinn, our lethal champ, still hanging around in the private chats. If you guys want to join, we got a couple spots still open for people that want to join to give us a couple words on what they think about what's going down here today in LTD. And we'll drop a little knowledge later on tonight. Let's go through the slideshow and see exactly what's going down here tonight and on our world tour. Well, just a quick reminder of the two teams that are out there. Of course, the first, you have the SS Legacy. Tiffany Love is in the building. The L to the OVE. What is up, Tiffany Love? Good to see you. Chris Freeland, everybody in the house. And so just as a quick summary of what's going down in LTD, we split the roster into two. A lot of names, if you don't see your name on either of these, you haven't been around for a while, you're on the temporary roster, you're on the seasonal roster, or slide in my DMs, we'll see about bringing you back. Also, those who haven't been around that are on these lists are suspect to not firing. We don't fire people around here. Removal from the active roster into the temporary roster. Let's put it that way. We will be looking at that again after this event, as we did after the gathering and after we did after the Stable Wars, and made the appropriate cuts. If your character's not around anymore and you do want to try to get back in, the applications are always being accepted, and we always bring people back, and we always have new faces throughout the industry joining us here in LTD, and we're bringing in a little bit of that as well this year. This is the SS Legacy boat. The SS Legacy took off the port in San Diego, and it covered South America, Africa, and we're waiting to go to Australia. These are the combatants all fighting on that one cruise liner as we sail around the world on the world tour. The other half of the active roster, and you notice there are a few wild cards in this side here. All the wild cards are now taken up. David Fowler is the wild card to finish the 32 in the top. And the two Battle Queen wild cards we now know are Bethrin, joining us from the KKWE network, and the announcement of the debut, and it is tonight, of Trashy Tessa. This is the SS Aftermath, leaving in the port of Miami on the world tour, going to Europe and Asia after a fight in Mexico to take care of North America as well. The world tour continues. It's getting crazy. Uh-oh, Cassie getting some bad news. Shakes her head. You can always come on air and air it if you want to air it. If you air it over here, or put it down on your challenge calendar if you have to. And don't forget to do it. But there's the second half of the roster. Individuals fighting on this side, the Aftermath cruise line, and we'll all be heading together, connecting for the triple card in Japan. Let's keep the slideshow going and keep the fun happening. The world tour, oh yeah, SS Legacy, SS Aftermath. We haven't heard a lot of stories from you guys and gals, but by all means, if you have some stories to tell us, you have some juicy details, the love boat, not really the love type stuff, but anything that's going down on the boat that you'd like to share with us, make sure to join the Get Blaised show here tonight. Next week, we may be moving the show to Sunday. We may be bringing it to you earlier on Saturday. Stay tuned for more on that. The World Tour, we got a cruise liner taking off 2 separate paths to cross the globe. We even went to Antarctica and underneath the damn oceans. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in our review. But the World Tour has reached every continent, every ocean in the entire globe. Mr. Edge, here's McAllister in the building. He'll be in a very interesting, important fight here tonight. But the World Tour, we're about over halfway done on the final stretch to close out one historic-making month here, June of 2021. Drum Monkey, the poster boy of the old assless chaps. But now we know we have new assless chaps holders in Brooklyn Joker and Crimson Ninja. They will face each other as they are just holding the chaps temporarily on the boats until the super card. Whoever wins in their head-to-head their butt-to-butt matchup, I guess, in Japan will be the record holder to bring back the damn assless chaps. Well, you can't show one without the other. Show me yours and I'll show you mine type thing. It's Cougar didn't have the best of luck in the action to take care of business and grab the assless chaps for herself. But what a hell of a poster girl she was for the cruise activities we've had on the cruise liner. Mr. Act Now or Never, Mr. Anon in the building. Welcome to the show. You're tuning to Blaised Radio. This is our talk show based off of our Creation and Simulation Federation. This is an interactive digital wrestling game for your entertainment. Original created characters with creators and managers live in the chat. We use WWE 2K19. But we let the AI take you for a ride. So strap it in, strap it on, strap it up, strap it down. Whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, people. Kirk Bernard is in the house. Sabri Ari got a big opportunity tonight. We'll be talking about the entire match card here tonight. And it's 7 p.m. in just about a half an hour. We will go live from the continent of Asia, knocking off in our World Tour, the Aftermath Casino Arena, where there will be interactive games with you guys and gals in the chat. We've taken a military base in Baghdad and turned it into our casino arena, baby. We got some news to break about some of the matches, too, and we'll be talking about each of the fights. But first, let's continue to talk about what's going on. There's Alex Wolf in the chat. Oh, no, what in the hell are we looking at here? Well, Cassie, Madam Red, Firestar, they watch closely as our first overboard match, and it was, oh, no, the one and only McAllister in the chat had to walk the damn plank. He did survive. We brought him back on the boat, and we've had others that had to walk the plank as well. All part of our overboard matches that we've been having here. Each of the shows that we are on top of the boat. Hey, now, they like it on top. And McAllister, Machete, Lucas, Satiriu, and Mondo. Boy, what a splash Mondo made. McAllister, Machete, Lucas, and Mondo all have lost first in the Battle Royal, the overboard matches, the Crazy 8 matches. However, there is a mystery prize for everyone who goes overboard, and we'll find out exactly what that is. Rumors the ladies might be going overboard this time around. I don't know. Stay tuned, folks. Yes, the roster is temporarily full right now, Kirk, but always stick around, hang out. Enjoy the fun, and say, Tiny, thank you so much for covering my bouquet. That's what's going down, exactly. We have an overfull roster right now. We have 80 on the active roster. They're all 40 on each of the boats right now, 32 on the active roster on each, as well as 8 battle queens on each. It is crazy. The natural Alex Wolf has some big opportunities coming up. Good to see him in the chat as well. Well, we have the overboard matches still to come. Maybe we will let the ladies fight to go overboard this time around and see what happens. You never know. We did have several overboard matches and a nice poster there. We even went to Antarctica, for fuck's sake. Thank you, Cassie. All the boys and girls in blue in the chat will always lead you along the way here, as I am your dungeon master, your creator, your commentator, your MC, DJ, ring announcer, play-by-play. Wrestling promoter, call me what you will. Good, bad, the ugly, all that great stuff. Laugh with me, laugh at me, you're smiling. Either way, you know, that's what I'm saying. Promotional consideration paid for by the following: the Fortress of Cho, the Fortress of Alonitude. Alonitude was too long, so we just went with Fortress of Cho, which is Super Nacho's actual last name, Mr. Cho. Oh, yes. Radio Rex was challenged by Super Nacho, our resident hero of mediocrity. Super Nacho, the paperweight champion, said he could complete the 7 continents of the world tour and take someone to in the inhabitable Antarctica, for fuck's sake, to have a fight. So I played along with him. I let him have his sure, whatever. And it was Radio Rex that he challenged. So I'm like, whatever, yeah, sure, you're going to fly him to Antarctica, whatever, have your fun, create your little funny little storyline, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you notice, Super Nacho dude flies in, scoops up Radio Rex. Everybody was happy about it, taking off into nowhere. And there you have it. We had a fight. In Antarctica, by the way, Radio Rex and Super Nacho. But to make things even worse, Super Nacho agreed a best of 7. Oh, inside the Fortress of Cho, someone would have bumped into one of those. Ouch. Those crystals poking out everywhere. You could hurt yourself. The Fortress of Alonitude, the Fortress of Cho saw, well, a sweep, if you will. Radio Rex lost 4 matches in a row in that best of 7. And Super Nacho, well, he's moving on. That was it. Lady Devil in the chat. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. You're tuning to Blaised Radio. So Super Nacho actually did the unthinkable, took Radio Rex to this crazy arena. Radio Rex fought in a scuba diving suit, basically, and took away some of it, actually, also, which was kind of stupid. But it was a android referee, an animatronic referee. It was the fans you see there in that arena, they weren't real. They were all holograms. So there you have that. All right. So for me doubting it, I doubted it was going to happen, but it happened anyway. The Fortress of Alonitude, the Fortress of Cho, yes, a very cool arena. I loved making it. She-Hulk chick did help me with the idea for some of the designs and stuff. And it's pretty crazy. All right. Going on to our next order of business. We'll keep the ideas rolling. We'll keep the the kind of off-the-wall stuff I didn't know was going to happen rolling on the show. The underwater warfare. My underwater love. Underwater warfare. Killer Neptune did not make it onto one of the boats. Paragon of Greatness was representing the Opaque Brotherhood on this tour for the month of June. So Uncle Frank, Knox Boogie, and Killer Neptune on the sidelines fighting in the indies, doing whatever they normally do for this month. And you always know they come and go as they please. The Opaque Brotherhood have been a seasonal roster, members that have been ample 2-time stable war champions and just vital members of the roster since day one virtually. Killer Neptune came to me with an idea that he can make it to the boat because he swims underwater, for fuck's sake. So Killer Neptune had an open challenge, the underwater warfare, and Killer Neptune challenged a little bit of anybody to go to Atlantis underwater. What? And once again, this time around, I was like, well, Super Nacho did that. So this, why not? This guy, I guess so. So I didn't doubt this one in one bit. And Killer Neptune decided he was going to scoop someone up into a little submarine because they all live in a yellow submarine. I know it's terrible. They went down to this city of Atlantis arena where it's underwater, but that is glass at the bottom. It's a shark tank underneath the ring, but it's a vacuum sealed arena, 20,000 leagues under the sea, I guess. I don't know. But Killer Neptune made the open challenge, and another man showing up to the arena by surprise, who is a very busy man streaming here on YouTube himself, none other than Troxel Sports Streams and Travis T. Travis T accepted the challenge, sunk under the water, and beat Killer Neptune actually in this underwater arena. And this is the first of several challenges we will have from Killer Neptune in this arena, as long as it doesn't break. So let's not challenge Radio Rex to go down there, because somewhere or another he'll break the bubble. He'll do something wrong to ruin that whole underwater arena. But Killer Neptune's underwater challenge is still up there. We'll see who's next to fight the Demon of the Deep. Last couple shows in review, we teased the casino shows. Chance Nightwalker defended his Blitzkrieg title in a blackjack jackpot match. Yes, I got it right. The blackjack jackpot match was all members of the Aftermath crews. 26 of them, actually. 5 of them were left off. 32 in total. Chance already being in the title fight. We gave 2 cards to 26 different competitors. We took the top 9 best hands of blackjack, put them in the ring against Chance Nightwalker for the Blitzkrieg Championship. We crowned a new champion, too, in Matt Rush. Crazy 8 Championship was also on the line that night. Duke Zinda, the new Crazy 8 champion, and Cassian Firestar qualified to fight for the Double Duchess Championship. Matt Rush had a very interesting evening that night, getting selected by the roll of the die. Speaking of roll of the die, I was going to say the chance of a card, but the roll of a die on my mind. We had the die chamber match, where you guys seem to like this game a lot. Volunteers from the chat will either volunteer themselves or have to pick someone from whichever roster the show we're on. But first, you got to roll a number 6. 6 competitors roll a number 6. They entered into the die match chamber. And who knows what we offer for the winning of those. Those are fun. I enjoy them too. It's glad that you guys like them. We did have one just recently, and we're going to have another one soon. Roll a number 6. Get into the die match die chamber. Also on that last show, Raven attempting to get the championship from Goddess of Pain did not happen. So the Battle Queen champion, still the Goddess of Pain. Duke's into your Crazy 8 champ, Melvin McDonald, your world champion. Wrestling Mama and Clinton, your tag champs. Corey Quinn, your lethal champ. Matt Rush, Lucas Aterio, McAllister will unify that champ. And our new G6 Gladiator 6-man tag team champs. Not only did Mama and Clinton cash in from the Stable War titles to win the gold, so did J-Dog, J-Vulture, and TRC are G6 champions. Moving to tonight's card before we get to our second interview and a couple other faces popping in to close out the show. Let's talk about what's going to go down tonight. A roulette reward match. And I'm just getting word, Jamar, K-Dog. This is also for one of the final spots in the Blitzkrieg title fight in Japan. That'll be our first match tonight. After that fight, we get into our first Ladder Chad Hangman fight. Ladder Chad Hangman, where the briefcase has a word combination. I'll let you know if it's a 3-letter word, a 4-letter word, or a 5-letter word. One of our many games we'll be playing here tonight on the live show. But Ladder Chat Hangman includes you guys and gals in the live chat trying to guess what the word is based on clues I'll give you along the way. If you guys, whoever guesses it, gets to book a match here in LTD in the future. Connor Omega, Teddy X of the House of X will be in the Ladder Chat Hangman match. And you in the live chat, just come on back to the show. You'll be a part of that match too. Oh, the wheel of stipulations. We're about to spin it here in a few minutes. TLC match, table match, Extreme Rules, First Blood, Knockout, Submission, No Escape Cage, or Hell in a Cell. 3 of our 10 matches tonight will be decided. The stipulation will be decided right here on this talk show in just a few minutes. One of those matches is Kyle Young versus ZK. ZK has been a ball of fire since joining the company recently and now looking to get a big win here tonight on the SS Aftermath outside the boat. I'm sorry. We are in the casino arena. There are casinos on the boats. This time we're actually on the continent of Asia. We're in a military base converted into a big casino arena, baby. But Kyle Young, ZK, and the Wheel of Stipulations coming up here in just a few minutes to find out who's going to fight who. Whoops. I missed the tag match. Tornado tag team action. The Kings of Combat. Nick Black, Johnny Farmer going up against Jeff Matthews and Matt Rush from the Grand Prix Collective. Should be one hell of a tag team matchup, Tornado style. And we'll be playing Wrestling Roulette, where you guys in the chat will also be guessing numbers. We'll spin the roulette wheel and see who wins. And more opportunities to book matches here in the future. As we go into July, the rest of this month, and most of the Supercard already booked. 3 nights in Japan. It's going to be crazy. Tony Lee Williams and Chester Cyanide, former tag team partners, former world tag team champions. The Wheel of Stipulations decides what the revenge match for Jester is. We'll be spinning the wheel shortly. Tony Lee, one of the 3 people who have taken money as those hitmen for hire. We talked about that earlier, too. We're going to find out more on that as soon as we can. Hey, you calling a moron, Blaze? Oh, get out of here, Rex. You're not allowed to come to these talk shows. Get lost. Yes, please. No, don't make me leave, Blaze. I got some important news to give to everybody. Important news, I say. No, get him out of here. No, Blaze, don't have him throw me out of here. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. Tony Lee, important news from Radio Rex. We'll hear it tonight on the show, maybe. Oh, damn, he's here. The Wheel of Stipulations will spin to find out what stipulation Tony Lee and Jester will fight soon. And here, another ladder chat hangman match where you guys in the chat will have to guess what the combination word, either a 3-letter word, a 4-letter word, 5-letter word, 6-letter word. We'll find out whenever the bell rings. Amber Young, the #1 contender to the Battle Queen champion, Goddess of Pain. Bad Amy and Molly Shamrock were right there to grab that #1 contendership. They're going to look for revenge. And the debut of Trashy Tessa. And there'll be ladder chat hangman as well tonight. The ladies going to climb the ladder and see who can grab that biscuit. Our next fight will be one of 2 lethal title shots for Japan. On our main event tonight, the Lethal Championship will be decided. Corey Quinn will defend his championship against Leo X, who's already earned the right to get a chance at it. Oh, chance pun, for fuck's sake. Jay Vulture will get the shot in the beginning of July, the middle of July, sometime in July. And TJ Toad, those 2 will be the final 2 cashing in of the Stable War Championships. But the lethal title, whether it's Leo or Corey, going into Japan, will defend it against the winner of this match and the winner of a similar match on the other boat coming up on Tuesday. It's Sabri Reed, Hunter McIntyre, Christian Tracy, and Caleb James. A big opportunity for all 4 competitors. The winner of this fight, blood elimination, as Sabri is ready to let the bodies hit the floor, bust them open, and hope to go into Japan with that spot. Very interesting matchup there. Lethal Championship title shot on the line. Tiny's going for Caleb to bring home that one. Our world champion, Melvin McDonald from the Hills of McDonald. I know, it's terrible. Not only will we spin the wheel of stipulations for the world champions non-title fight here tonight, we'll spin the actual wheel to find out which one of 31 competitors will face Melvin McDonald here tonight. The wheel of stipulations will be spun, baby. Who will fight the world champion? Always a great opportunity if you do face and beat the world champion if it's non-championship. Speaking of championships, we will unveil the Internet Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. We're not going to wait for the show to unveil the Internet Championship. We're going to unveil it. Oh, that was the best noise to play for the unveiling of the new title belt. Drum Monkey's here somewhere lurking, I'm sure. We're going to play the drum roll for this. Our HTTP champion, McAllister. Our YouTube champion, Lucas Aterio. A unification match. The winner will be the first ever LTD Internet Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, here is your first sneak peek of that championship belt. The Internet Championship will be around the waist, combining the HTTP and the YouTube championships. The Internet Championship will be around the waist of one lucky competitor representing those in the roster either new to the company, part of the HTTP end of it, or big-time YouTubers or avid full-time YouTubers that we bring into the company to honor the company as our new internet champion. Internet championship will be unveiled tonight. CSWA's in the chat. There he is. James Sargent, the man behind Connor Omega. Connor with a big fight tonight against Teddy X. And it's a ladder chat hangman match. Ouch! Internet title on the line tonight. We'll find out who walks away with it. And we'll find out who's going to be up to bat to fight for that title in Japan. Speaking of championships, our main event tonight, Corey Quinn in the chat. A dual champion for a while there as he held the Crazy 8 title. Crazy 8 title, one of the hardest titles to hold on to, obviously. And that's why that new stipulation now in the Crazy 8 and the Blitzkrieg championships, our 8-man and our Rumble championship was just 10 men or more. If you can successfully defend those championships one time, you're the shit. You're the man, number one. And you get a lethal title shot. And the opportunity to fight again to defend that championship. And if you defend it for a second time, which the only person ever have done that is Shadow Press with the Crazy 8 title. No one's ever done it for the Blitzkrieg championship. You'll get a world championship title shot. So the ladder, if you will, with the Blitzkrieg and the Crazy 8 championships now. Defend them once, get a lethal title shot. Defend them twice, get a world title shot. And yes, you can get both. Woo! It's going to be crazy. So the value of the Blitzkrieg and the Crazy 8 title up a little more. Plus, those are the 4 you'll need to be a Grand Slam champion. Leo X gets his opportunity tonight in the main event. Lethal championship on the line. It's Corey Quinn versus Leo X. Casino night tonight, baby. Aftermath. And we have a lot on the plate. We're about 12 minutes away. We still have to spin the wheel, but let's bring on our second special guest here tonight for a 6-pack of questions here and to get Blaise special interview. We'll do more of these and more in depth. Just a spur of the moment one we heard from Sterling Rich earlier. And funny enough, the 2 people who volunteered first for this endeavor, as we do have some others in the docket, and one in the green room that's also lined up for an interview later on. And that's our assless chaps man, Joker. Hey now, oh, you can laugh if you want at that one. But both individuals that accepted the interview here tonight aren't even active in the roster, but they're very directly connected to the roster, former fighters, and those scouting, bringing in new talent like Sterling Rich mentioned. So let's bring in our second interview of the evening, and he is the one and only former world champion, Mordrin Nightwalker. What's up, Mord?
What the fuck is up, Blaise?
Hey, nothing. I didn't expect nothing less from my brother. How you doing? I mean, I always start our conversations out by giving people a little backstory that me and Mordrin have been at odds a million times. We've been on the same side a million times. It's been a roller coaster ride of a 4-year, I don't even know if I should call it a relationship, but a association with the Nightwalker clan and all its associations with here in LTD, all the way from back from eternity, all the way to now with your relationships to the Dark Alliances and the U-Takers. It's crazy. Glad to have you, Mordrin. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's always a good day to be a bastard.
True. Well, I can only understand that to some of a length, but yeah, I hand that glass of water to you. You'll drink it quickly. I know you will. Anyway, I'm glad to have you, former world champion. We're going to have a line of questions here that'll cover, pretty much a little bit of history and a little bit of the current state, which is your son Aiden. Which is my first question. Aiden Nightwalker, currently on the active roster, in a strange happening the other night. I know it surprised you as well back in the States, watching or on the boat. I don't even know if you're on the boat or where you are. I haven't really kept track of you, but I know a lot of people going along on the cruises. But Aiden's recent endeavors, he's gambling. A lot of people are gambling on boats. I'm not saying nothing wrong with gambling. But Aiden losing his moniker of the Reaper, which he's had for a little while. He's kind of dialing it back, looking for a new ideal, a new fold. But I guess I got to ask, does he have a gambling problem?
Well, I wouldn't say he has a gambling problem. I mean, part of the things I do outside of this industry, I own several casinos, along with gentlemen's clubs. You know,
Gotcha.
two most original sins in the world that are always still profitable: sex and gambling.
True.
So
And
he's growing up around it. So
familiar. Okay, so like I said, I'm just asking questions. I gotta ask. And okay, one more about Aiden.
I think he was a mistake for him to put something like that up.
Yeah.
I mean,
does he drink a lot recently? Or something? That's my question was. What did he do? They probably drinking. They got into an argument over who's the Reaper apparently, and they both challenged to bet their hand of cards, and Aiden's wasn't good enough. Apparently, from what I heard, they were two really good hands of cards, so it's like a big holy shit moment. But
I always tell him bet on a sure thing, and normally that means if it's cards, cheat.
Yeah,
but, he didn't learn that lesson too well.
And they always say when one door closes, another one opens. So I'm interesting to see. And we've seen Mordred Nightwalker reinvent himself a few times, and like I mentioned before, for a while, as mentioned on the last show, Aiden donning the actual face of LTD in honor of you, as his face paint was the logo of the Grim Reaper, donning the name Reaper. But Mordred, as much as you were on the other side of the coin with myself and with the faces here in LTD, you were the face of LTD for a while when you were the champion, carrying the flag and whatnot. So what I'm asking you is, do we know anything about, is there a new Aiden Nightwalker coming around? Are we going to see a change in his look, his attitude, or anything on what's going on in the head of Aiden right now?
Well, we've had quite a few discussions. I talk with all my family still in the company, and as well as many of my friends, and I have quite a bit of both. But he's in an interesting spot. I know he is looking at some things. Like I said, we've been in talks. He's maybe looking to go a little bit more back to his roots, which actually weren't even in the wrestling business to start with. Gotcha. That wasn't what he was training for. He decided to come to wrestling when I announced my retirement. But he's looking at possibly going back more to his roots is the biggest thing we've been discussing.
And that's the vibe I got. So it's still kind of like earlier, the information that we got from Sterling. Some of the questions, people are good at answering questions out here, folks. We're getting some answers that aren't truly answers. I'm trying my best, but they have the right to dodge the questions and answers how they will, and that's what makes these interviews so interesting. But this one, there's going to be a guaranteed. And I don't blame you for not having a solid answer on the future of Aiden, and keep us waiting, keep us thinking, keep us guessing. And I'm
don't give away what I can sell.
Exactly, and I'm just about as interested in it as you are. Well, let's talk a little bit about Mordred Nightwalker for a second. I mentioned it earlier. Former world champion. You were with so many championships and stable war titles as well, all the way back into the days of eternity. But who, in leaning towards death wrestling, would you consider your greatest opponent?
Oh, shit. I'd have to actually answer that with a couple different ways just because of my career here.
That's fine.
The most physical opponent I faced would probably be Griffith Davian.
Mm-hmm.
We had matches not only for the title, but just because we've known each other for so long, and because that they were always hard hitting, they were always thinking matches.
Let me break a forbidden door here for a second with you and bring that up. I was forewarned back in the day when I had both the infamous Mordred Nightwalker and Griffith Davian both on my program, on my show, and it was very, two of the most, hold on, I got the right word, magnetic individuals in the industry, and polarizing, let me say, personalities in the industry. And I just recently found out that in a different company, you guys were honored recently as a tag team. Is that true?
Yes, we were from another circuit that we both competed on, and we did team there, and we were both put in the Hall of Fame there on that circuit.
Very interesting news, people who don't know a little bit of history. Whenever Mordred and Griffith were here, they were on the other side of the fence, most definitely, throughout their little stay here in LTD. But even unbeknownst to me, to some extent, knowing that back in the day, they were one hell of a tag team that were dominant, watching the packages of what they did in the past and some of the people they fooled, some of the big time names they defeated, and working together as two powerhouses really made a difference. It was something I'm glad you brought up, because it's something I didn't even plan on talking about, but it's something I think people need to know. And that does lead into my next question about the unity, the Dark Alliance. Can you tell me more about the Utaker Nightwalker combination right now, the unity that you guys have found on both families here in LTD and many other places?
Well, that goes back, I mean, years and years and years. I mean, well over, back before, heck, half the active people probably were even born yet. In that same other circuit, ironically enough, Mrs. Utaker was my boss for one of the companies I fought for. And I had the same, as you called it, magnetic personality, polarizing personality there.
Yeah.
Even more so.
Gotcha.
Because, you got me when I was actually towards the end of my career and starting to wind down and mellow out.
And that's kind of the theme of this little interview here. And that's why I like bringing up something from deeper in the career, because we did catch at the end. And that's why I was so excited about what's next in store for Aiden, which we're going to watch about. But speaking of what's in store next, my final two questions are going to be two of the same questions I asked Sterling. And the first one is, I know you watch everything very closely. It could be from a corner, it could be from high above, it could be from underground, it could be right in front of your face. But you're watching. You're very aware of what's going on in Digital Wrestling Syndicate. I know. So I'm going to ask the same question I asked to Sterling Rich. Of this new wave of talent that have come through this company here in LTD, let's say the last year or so, who do you think are the top new faces in the future here in LTD?
Probably from just the newest wave, I'm going to say some of the same ones Sterling mentioned. I'm going to mention Corey Quinn, like you mentioned, being a dual champion. That in itself is an immediate accomplishment.
True.
Very impressed with McAllister coming in, winning a title almost immediately within his second or third match.
Once again, yep. Right.
That's another thing, especially in this company of all companies.
Yep, he can make history here tonight, him and Lucas being the first internet champion here.
Yeah, that alone is huge, just to get a title here that soon. I can count on one hand all the people I've seen do it in the 4 years we've been together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
Love Brian LG.
Yes, that's definitely one that has made waves. He's made tons of friends and really two-time champion already, world champion.
Reminds me a lot of myself coming in. And you mentioned, multi-time world champion, myself being the first 3-time world champion on that era. I know how hard it is not only to get there, but then to get there again. So much respect to him with that. And then Andy Price, like mentioned, not the biggest guy, but he's probably got the biggest fight.
True. Yes, indeed. Well, that does lead me to my final question. And those are definitely great answers. There's so many. I mean, I could sit here and talk about over half the roster, the names that have come in they're here for a reason. They're all making their own waves in one way or another. And there's just a lot. It's this next man up mentality with so many of them right now. Harley Davidson's in the chat. Good to see it. I mean, it like I said, starting with the gathering with all 64, going into the tag team tournaments, both the tag and the G6, and then the Stable Wars proved people working together didn't even know each other did well, and the conglomerates that we had were impressive. So proving time and time again, teaming together, teaming against each other, and fighting your friends always comes into play. So, and also that knowing your friends and keeping your enemies closer, all that good stuff. We mix it up into one big pot of LTD stew here. You know what I mean?
Oh, without a doubt.
Final question, and you talked about money. You're a successful person yourself. We talked about these hitmen for hire here in LTD. What do you know about it, if anything, and what's your take on it right now?
Well, when it comes to the hitman for sorry, I terribly apologize. I've just been informed by my lawyers not to answer any questions that could incriminate me for possible civil or criminal charges, so I can't answer that question.
So we got the same. Okay, same. Well, I understand why you and Sterling aren't answering, but I'm looking for definite no's. It has nothing to do with me, and I ain't getting them. So the question still remains: who could it be out there paying people to disrupt the show? Is what it is. I mean, I love a good fight just as much as anybody else, but I need to be in control of who's fighting who. That's how a successful company works. When there's a head leading it. I got many people helping, as Sterling. Mordrin has recruited many people coming through the Dark Alliance, coming through, and as Aiden as well brought in. Like I said, I can't wait to find out what's next for him. But
and if I could answer them real quick, Sean, I don't know the actual number of days combined. That's something for Blaise and the record keepers and all that to find out. But I know Blaise has dangled the line out there before. Anytime you feel like lacing up a pair of boots again,
he'll never do it. Yeah, I
mean,
agree,
the
but
only
he'll
two
never do it.
three-time champions. There's a big supercard coming in Japan, and if you need to, I'll send you a plane ticket.
Yeah, I've kept that little door open too for one last match, one more match. If it was Mordrin versus Shamrock, both 3-time world champions, hey, like for whenever our WrestleMania would be or whatever, the contracts are already made up. I just need 2 signatures. One, actually.
Yeah, I've already said from the day you first brought it up.
Yeah, I got your verbal. I know you'll sign it on the dot.
I'll sign it. I'll do a verbal contract
Oh,
the minute.
we're giving him too much shine as it is just talking about him coming back. Mordrin, it's a pleasure having you on here, my friend. We got some wheels to spin. We got a show to get to.
Oh, I cannot wait. I will be back and forth. You know, like you said, I'm always somewhere.
Appreciate you, my friend. All right, let's get down to business. We have a little bit of business to take care of here really quick to find out some stipulations of some matchups before we head over to the show. We're going to quickly bring on some couple other people here if we can. Let's see what our first. Let's do the wheel of stipulations first. All right. Wheel of stipulations, yo. This is how it's going to work, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to spin this wheel. We got 3 matches to determine what the actual stipulation are going to be. The first match is Kyle Young versus ZK. That's our second match of the evening. So let's, without further ado, let's spin the old wheel and find out who is up first. What will that match be? Kyle Young versus ZK will be... Oh, you people love the blood! First blood match, people, coming up. And that's what we will get, a first blood match, ladies and germinals. All right, let me try something here. Yep, same thing. All right. So first blood match will be Kyle Young versus ZK. The wheel of stipulations now spinning for Tony Lee Williams versus Jester Cyanide. Tony Lee, it's a submission match. And I would think that favors Jester. And I'm sure Tony can choke someone out too, but we'll see. Tony Lee Williams, who attacked his former partner Jester for money in a submission match. And the final one will be to see Melvin McDonald will fight somebody, but what kind of match will he fight him in? Oh my God, it's a TLC match. We're going to play a third round of ladder chat, Hangman, thanks to that. TLC, unbelievable. We got another wheel to spin here, folks. A TLC match. The world champion. Now, who will the world champion fight? This is what I've been waiting for, folks. 31 names are on here, people. Can you believe this shit? We're going to head right over to the show here momentarily. 31 names. There's Samurai in the building. Young Samurai, Kyle Young, we just found out your match will be a first blood match. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. You're tuning to Blaised Radio. We still have time. I'm going to talk to a couple people. We're going to go till 7:15. So we got 10 more minutes left on the show here. Welcome to the show. We're going to spin this wheel. The winner. Can I go and talk? Jamar, all you got to do is click on the StreamYards, and you can join the show, my friend, and we'll talk to you for a second. I saw that Jamar did post a Vocaroo.com promo, but it shows an error when I go in there, so I couldn't see what it was. All right, now the moment we've all been waiting for. Who on the entire SS Aftermath boat will get the opportunity to face the world champion here tonight? Oh, boy. Definitely spun around more than once. Oh, it's the Brooklyn Joker! It's Joker! Joker, if you can, join the chat again. I saw you were in the green room. but the Joker, the man with the assless chaps. I was just going to go to him. He's not in the green room anymore. Joker, if you want to join back in, I'd love to get a word from you to find out what you think about a ladder match, a TLC match against the world champion. Holy piss in a bottle. Now, I am going to need a few minutes to get the show ready, but I would like to talk to Joker. If you can join back in, man. We're going to get a word here from Mark Caliber. How's it going, Mark?
Doing fine. Am I coming through, Blaise?
Matter there, Caliber.
Sorry.
Always get a different eerie feeling whenever I talk to you here sometimes. What's going on with Mr. Caliber this evening?
Well, Blaise, I'm just so excited. I finally get to put my hands on Andy Price.
Yeah, you get your match against Andy Price. It's going to be quite interesting. That match will go down on Tuesday night. It's your choice from a roulette reward match, and tonight we'll be playing roulette for some more people to get some rewards. So, anything else to say about your fight against Andy? A lot of interference, man. You're a scary individual. I don't know what all these other monikers you've had. These personalities, jokers, crows, weird personalities. I've never been frightened by them. This cactus one, you're just off the hinges, man. I don't know what it is.
I've been off the hinges my whole life, Blaise. You just didn't know it. I mean, here I was, being locked up inside the mind, being cased inside for so long. I just couldn't stand it anymore.
Well,
I needed to get out.
I understand. Maybe a trip back to the Madness Asylum is needed, but Andy Price, I hate to be you right now. Caliber, I got to get rid of him. He's freaking me out. What in the hell? Let's get a word from Joker real quick. Joker, did you hear the news?
Yeah.
What do you think about it? You're going to face
Yes,
the world champ tonight.
Yes, I hear the news.
Well, first of all, how does assless chaps treating you, my friend?
I gave them to I gave them to Goddess because she. I gave them to Goddess because she needed a new pair.
Oh, so you're exchanging chaps with Goddess now. Oh boy. So, congratulations, I guess, on the chaps. But tonight, TLC match against the world champion Melvin McDonald. You're gonna have to climb up the ladder. You can use tables, you can use chairs, beat the holy hell out of him. What's your plans on going after the world champ tonight?
To attack him with a ladder or a chair.
Woo! He's gonna use the weapons to his advantage. You heard it here, folks. He's gonna beat the piss out of him and grab that. Now you're gonna add the briefcase to your chat. You're gonna win everything around here, Joker.
Yup.
It's good to have you, my friend. Hey, I got to get going. The show's going to start. Mr. Assless Chaps, we'll be talking to you again. Later, my friend. Quick word from Jamar Games. Jamar, what's up, Jamar?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to finally get to talk to you, my friend. I know you're fired up. Your first match tonight. You're the first match tonight. You fight the K-Dog, but now we broke the news tonight. The winner of the match will be inserted into the Blitzkrieg Championship Rumble, a 10-man Rumble in Japan. So, what do you think about that, buddy?
I feel great. I'm facing a former champion, a multi-time champion though. K-Dog is a tough opponent. I give him that. So you probably will see a lot of fire, a lot of Latino heat out of me today. I might go ahead and try to win that match right there. Trying to get in that maybe that 9th, maybe that 10th spot to go to the championship.
There you go. Tonight a win will put you right in there. I'm looking to sign a new. I've seen you streaming on your channel, and I'm going to get a match against for Halloween this year. Jamar versus Jason. I know you don't like running from Jason, so I'm bringing Jason right here to LT to fight you, Jamar.
All right, Jason, you will go down in history.
Hey, if you guys aren't subscribed to Jamar Games, definitely check him out. He's live stream. He's hilarious. He's fighting He's killing all the Jasons.
Yes, a lot of Jasons. In the
And good luck in your fight tonight against K-Dog Jamar. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Go get your gear on, my friend. MSW, give us some energy to end the show, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, Blaise?
I always love talking to the MSW, Miles Stanley Ward. Well, we broke the news before. I mean, you still had, when we talked to you last, you had no idea why you were getting attacked by Andy Price. We just talked about him earlier with Caliber wants to get at him. Well, you have a date with him Tuesday night in Japan. That'll be the 29th. You versus Andy Price. What do you think about finally getting some redemption against the man that attacked you for money?
Finally, I can finally get my piece of revenge for what the sins he has done. I will justify his mistakes for that accident he had caused against me that night.
Hey, I don't blame you, my friend. I look forward to seeing an even more meaner, more vicious side of MSW. And he's giving you reason to do it, man. If you're going to dig into your darker side and whoop someone's butt, this is the time to do it. We've seen Andy Price, the innocent beginner, the little guy coming around. Next thing you know, he's in the MAD. He's beating up the Calibers. He's getting vicious, and now he's taking money as a hitman for hire. So best of luck to you tonight in our opening affair in just a few minutes. Any final words for everybody out there from the MSW?
Obviously, there's nothing else, but I'm not gonna say it my channel, but if you guys can, you can always watch it at the Blaised Radio's YouTube channel.
Check out MSW, CW, and his channel right here on YouTube. Always a pleasure to have Miles Stanley Ward here on the show. An amazing individual, a great channel, just like so many out there doing their thing on their own channels. I appreciate y'all. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all just got blazed. Give me a few minutes to set up the card because we just picked the stipulations for some of the damn matches. We'll be going live shortly. I'm still back in the States here in Pittsburgh. The wrestlers are off the boat. We're in Asia. We're in Iraq. We're in a military base turned into a damn casino. It's casino night, and you all just got blazed. Thank you all for joining the show. Stay tuned for the links in the private chats and all over social media. The live stream will be going live in just a few moments. We covered it. We talked to some people. Great to have Sterling Rich and Mordred Nightwalker on as our special guests here tonight. And you all have been tuned into Blaised Radio. Stick around. We'll be right back with the SS Aftermath World Tour, show number 9. Y'all just got blazed. I'm out of here. Get blazed. Oh, y'all just got blazed. I'm out of here. I gotta love it. Peace.